As I said last time, Chelsea is a crap, soulless club. If they don't win the league after spending nearly $1 billion, they need to be flogged.
Can I quickly say something on that? I wish I had owners that were ambitious like Chelsea. So to say they're soulless is crazy. And obviously people will get onto Don. I get it. It's football, it's banter, we have to. But nah, man, I love the fact that they're ambitious. I wish more owners were like that. Look at Daniel Levy. If he was ambitious, like Don said, we've had brilliant teams, brilliant players. Harry Kane, as we know, has left because we don't have ambitious owners. More people need to be ambitious like him. I don't understand. You can't get onto a fan by having ambitious owners. It's what everyone would love.
Yeah. You know what's ironic about it? That there's a Glazer out movement because they're not ambitious. You had the Kroenke out movement, they weren't ambitious. Well, FSG out movement, they aren't ambitious. But these are the same fan bases that are saying that, you guys are spending too much money, but then you want your owners to spend as well.
Have you guys heard the thing today as well from Felix Johnson that Liverpool are reportedly going to the Premier League and they want the Premier League to investigate Chelsea for how they've spent their money?
Oh, wow.
That's embarrassing.
I mean, they will get investigated. They will get investigated because they're almost definitely in breach. Let's be honest. They're already officially in breach by UEFA because they fined them. So it's only a matter of time, surely.
I mean, we snitched on ourselves. We actually snitched on ourselves. We told UEFA.
We need to get it straight, right? The new ownership came with a clean slate, right? What happened is the new owners looked at the books and said, we breached stuff back in the... So before you investigate, which is something I applaud them doing, they went to the UEFA and said, listen, we looked at the books from the years before and we breached. Here are the books, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not on the new ownership. People need to get that straight. It's something during Roman. What Roman did has nothing to do with what Bowley is doing now, right? So it's something
on a personal level, yeah, sure, but the company still has that liability.
Yeah. Well, but they cleared the debt. No. When Bowley bought the club, they cleared the debt. The debt got out from the price of the club. That's what
if an owner clears a debt, that won't be reflected on the accounts. It will still show us that debt. Chelsea lost like over £200 million, was it, in their most recent published accounts. Now they're spending like $1 billion. So it's surely only a matter of time before it's pretty clear that they have breached Premier League profit and sustainability.
With the new ownership, you mean? With the new ownership?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Okay.
And indeed, any carries over from last time because they're already in negative by however many hundreds of millions on their accounts. So
I'm sorry, that's not going to happen, man. Todd Bowley's found loophole after loophole after loophole. These are billionaires with what
do you mean
lawyers. Number one, with the 8-year contracts, you had to get that patched by UEFA. Do you mean now you can only amortize that over 5 years? You can't do it over 8 years anymore. This is a smart man. Do you know what I mean? And he's got people around him that know what they're doing. I'm not concerned when it comes to FFP. These guys know what they're doing. So until that happens and they start,
I agree. I agree.
I'm not worried.
I think they do know what they're doing, and I think that at this point they've just committed to breaching it. To be honest, I think they've looked at it and they've gone, well, realistically, what are the consequences? A fine. Oh well, let's just keep spending. If in for a penny, in for a pound. So I think that you're absolutely right. These are very smart men, and they do know exactly what they're doing.
They probably just look at City.
I actually don't think you're
Sorry. What you saying, Rory?
Well, I was saying Patrick's probably right. They probably look at City winning the treble with 115 charges and just think, well,
charges which we deny, by the way, not like Chelsea who openly admitted to it. So it's two different concepts.
They're more honest then.
Can I add something?
Have you read the Cass case, Rory?
What's it, Mo?
Have you read the Cass case, Rory?
No, I'm not a lawyer.
Interesting to talk about in such absolute terms, then, considering you haven't even read the details of the case.
Well, he is then, Rory. Just to let you know, just if you don't know,
he's a lawyer.
Rory's like, what?
I just like.
You know what? I'm actually surprised. Rory just defended Chelsea. Wow. I'm shocked.
Only because people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones, and I just felt like that.
But you don't know what house City's mansion is built out of because you haven't even read the details of the case. So you look at it, you're saying it's made of glass, but it might be made of brick and concrete.
Yeah, no, okay. I'm sure Man City did nothing wrong. Absolutely.
But again, you're being sarky, but you don't know the details of it. Do you not see an issue with that?
I don't. You're right. I don't. I'm not a lawyer, and
you don't need to be a lawyer to have read the Cass case. I'm just saying, if you want to speak in absolutes on a subject, you should probably actually read the subject matter beforehand, don't you think?
Well, I just said there are 115 charges. Maybe
I know, absolutely. And I'm telling you that based on the evidence, it's not really relevant. And you poo-pooed that without actually knowing the subject matter.
Well, a court will decide.
I can't lie, Rory. You're getting pressed like Gallagher in the first half.
Well, one court has already decided it, by the way. That was the Court of Arbitration for Sport. And they found that City didn't do any wrongdoing.
Good. Excellent. Well, I'm sure they're right.
Hold on. Nobbins. This is the UEFA thing, right? Wasn't that because you delayed it and the statute of limitation kicked in?
No.
Come on. Seriously. They didn't find you doing anything wrong. It's not because of the statute of limitation.
No. Some of it was time barred officially.
Exactly.
Some of it. It also wasn't proven, nevertheless. So in a legal matter, if something's time barred, are you even going to attempt to argue the case, or are you just going to rely on the time bar?
What I've been reliably informed about with the City's charges, there was charge 93, is that your grass was too long for a Premier League game. I've heard that one is true. The grass being too long.
Okay, I'll accept that. I'll accept that one. Yeah, cool. Can confirm.
Super Chat here says it's not just money, wives, and London shopping also. Look, London is a very attractive city. There's no doubt about it.
It is, man.
Well, the right parts of London, do you know what I mean? And they're not going to stick these people. They wouldn't make a living Tottenham or nowhere like that. Do you know what I mean? Or Leighton. You know, that's true. If Chelsea don't make, here's your local restaurants. You've got 3 chip shops, 3 kebab shops, and 4 fried chicken shops. That's not going to be what these kind of people. What is true? Do you know, it's mad. The parade where I grew up as a kid, literally, there's 4 fried chicken shops now, all next door to each other, and I'm like, that's a madness because none of them are busy either. I don't even get it. What are they doing to make their money? Anyway, if Chelsea don't make Europe, they end up bankrupt like Leeds back in the early 2000s.
They'll lose like however many tens, hundreds of millions of pounds. So it would be pretty detrimental if they didn't get Champions League football for sure.
True. Next on Chelsea's list is Elise. And listen, they could also be going for Elise and Costa this summer as well.
We need a keeper. Kepa's gone Real Madrid. Confirmed today. He's gone. Here we go. So we need a keeper, man. Maignan, bring me Maignan, ideally.
In for a penny, in for a pound.
Well, you know, it's like when you're speeding. There's no point speeding at 33 miles an hour and getting 3 points. You might as well do 60 or 70. Do you know what I mean? You might as well enjoy yourself. The weirdest thing when you get done by a speed camera is people slow down. Why? You've already been caught. You might as well keep going at that speed.
Go for it. Yeah.
It's exactly what Chelsea are doing. Sarcasm, by the way, Chelsea fans. Lee Gunner, also an Arsenal fan that talks facts, is what Edward says here. I'm sure Rory disagrees. I've seen one of your videos, Rory, about Lee. Made me die. Sad Patrick didn't sell us Poch. Was this good? Is what CFC Pirate says here.
Listen, I was getting cooked. I was advocating for Poch. I'm not going to go over the top. It's only one game. I was saying this is the man for the job. We've got a bunch of young players. We need to rebuild the squad. He knows the league. I was getting cooked. Why do you want that guy? He's a bottler. He's not a winner. I'm like, bro, Conte, Mourinho both went Tottenham and didn't win anything. The guy that got closest to winning anything was Poch. This guy had them consistently performing.
With limited resources.
Tottenham with limited resources. Didn't spend for 2 years. Took them to a Champions League final. And you're talking on his name as if he was backed with all this money. It was ridiculous to me, but it was just a Spurs agenda. I was advocating for Poch and I was getting pelted by the fan base. Most of the fan base.
Absolutely. Just want to try and get through this. A lot of super chats, and I want to move on to Liverpool a little bit as well. Well, let's see if money is really the solution. It would be downright shameful now if Chelsea does not end up winning anything or ahead of Liverpool in the league. Yeah, I think most people agree. There has to be, I think over the next few weeks, you'll see that pressure build up on Chelsea once they've got their players in. Chelsea risking big, but most clubs would kill for that backing, is what Sam says. This here from Just says Chelsea still very young. I think they need a year together before we can expect big things from this lot of young players. Come on, Nobbins. That coming from a City fan, lol.
Read the CAS case, Sam. It's not hard. It's an available document.
It is. I don't also read the leaked emails as well. They're very intriguing reading. They are. If they're real, of course.
Discussed in the CAS case. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. I don't have a problem with Chelsea spending big. I can just see the long contracts coming back to bite them. Winston Bogard settings. And it could. I think most Chelsea fans admit that. Saying we've snitched ourselves doesn't wash away the crimes. It's like a serial killer going to the police every time he stabs someone and the police letting him off because he snitched himself. Well, you get a lesser sentence when you would plead guilt. So
yeah, that's it. So we're hoping for a slap. We're hoping for a slap on the wrist.
That's exactly why they're doing it. To the lawyer, that's you, Nobbins, the lawyer.
Hey.
Make yourself familiar with the historic charges on Chelsea before acting so self-assured on the subject. Everything you're saying is wrong.
You wasted $8 to be incorrect, Tim. Well done.
Thanks, Tim. Love you, Tim. Man really tried to tell a lawyer how to do his job. In fairness, this is what I do for a job. I tell footballers and football managers what to do. It's normal. Tim, okay, we'll come back to Timber ones in a bit. Okay, Rory, with that sarcastic comeback and reaction to hearing Dobbins from Harry Potter is a lawyer. You're up there with Chatty Patty as a favourite on the terrace. Ha ha ha. Thank you very much there, Paul. That's why people hate lawyers.
That's harsh.
I'm very sorry if the facts upset you.
Chelsea must win the league. No excuses is what Antonio says. I just don't think anyone's saying that. Liverpool are in the mud. Put those I want to move on to Liverpool.